One of the great things about living in the city of Bloomington is the natural environment. And so today we're going to visit with Steve Gurney, our water resource specialist, and we're going to talk about the work that our staff does to ensure the health of the lakes, ponds, and streams in the city of Bloomington, and share with you what you can do to help maintain that health. Why don't you come along for this week's Verbrugge View. Today I am at Bush Lake with Steve Gurney, Water Resource Specialist in our Public Works Department. Steve is going to talk to us today about what they do to test for water quality and make sure that the health of our ponds and lakes in the community is staying strong. So Steve, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about what you do generally before we start looking at the equipment.
Sure, I do all kinds of different public outreach type activities. I answer questions if people have flooding concerns or if they're not sure whether they should be fertilizing their yard extra. I go out when we have people that rake their leaves into the streets and educate them why that's not a good idea to do so. Unfortunately, we still have some people that dump paint down the storm drains, and so that's another thing that I go out and do. We also go around in the summer and monitor some of the ponds throughout the city, and that's kind of what we're going to show today is how we go about. We grab a sample and take care of that up at the lab.
I think it's really interesting that your work as a water resource specialist isn't necessarily just around the water. There's obviously a lot that contributes to our lakes and ponds, and it starts in residential communities.
Yes, yep, anything that gets into the street will get to the water bodies, and we want to keep out as much as possible. The only thing that should be going in there is the stormwater.
Interesting. So when we get to the water quality itself, and before our kayak floats away from us, tell me what you do when you're out on the lake.
Sure, we take the kayak out. We do a couple different things there. We measure the depth of some of the ponds, and we get the volume of each of those ponds. And by that we can tell how much treatment each of those ponds is giving us, and that helps the nutrients settle out of the water, and it helps provide better water quality for downstream water bodies, whether they be our lakes or our streams or the Minnesota River. We also do what's called a grab sample, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit here. We'll get a bottle and we'll go out a little bit and do that.
So an important part of your role is public education. What can the average homeowner in Bloomington do to help maintain water quality?
Well, they can do a lot of things. They can clean up their yard waste. They can clean up after their pets. They can take their leaves and bag them and not throw them in the street. That's a bad thing. And then this fall we'll be coming up with an Adopt a Storm Drain program. It's going to be a cooperative effort with the 9 Mile Creek Watershed District.
Mm-hmm. And that information will be in our city newsletter and on our website, I imagine?
Correct. Good. Yes.
So that's really an opportunity where people can make a difference by their intentional action.
Certainly.
Not just by what they normally do, right?
Correct.
That's fantastic. Now let's go to the kayak, and we're going to learn a little bit about the equipment that Steve and our other folks in Public Works use to make sure that water quality is good.
This is a kayak that we got 2 years ago. It's a 14-footer, and it's a single-person kayak. We take this out on the ponds around the city, and we measure the depth using a depth finder. And with the depth finder, it'll give us elevations in the bottom of the lake in a bunch of spots. We can then upload that information to the cloud, and it'll give us a volume of the ponds, and that's how we check what their treatment efficiencies are. We also go around a few times a year and we do sampling from various ponds throughout the city. We use these sample jars, and we get a grab sample, take that to the lab, have it analyzed for various nutrients.
Now that Steve's shown me the tools of the trade, I'm going to try and get in the kayak without also getting in the lake, and then he'll show me how to use the equipment before I go out and do a little collecting. Is there a way to do this so that I don't fall in?
Try to keep it balanced as much as possible.
That sounds like pretty good.
You've got your map of the lake here. It'll show you where you are. This is your depth over here, and we're live. We're measuring.
And so once I start to push the buttons to collect the data, it will upload through the cloud, and then you'll have the data on the other end.
Yep.
Cool. And with the bottles, what do I do?
You dip them in the water, face down, get underneath the water so you don't get anything that's floating on the surface.
Got it.
Fill the bottle up, cover it up, and bring it in.
That seems pretty simple.
It's pretty simple.
So the only way I can get this wrong is if I go for a swim.
Correct.
One other thing that's really important for our staff that work out in the field is to make sure that we have proper equipment for conditions. And so I know that our risk manager would want me to tell you that when we have people working in the field, it's always important to have a hat on, right, to keep the sun
Yes.
off of the face. And I imagine you wear a lot of sunscreen too, right?
Yes.
So protective equipment isn't just the type of stuff that firefighters wear. Protective equipment also includes protection from the sun. For our outdoor workers, that's really an important consideration. So once again, we've shown you a little bit of the city of Bloomington that you may not have known we provide as part of our city services. Making sure that the health of our lakes and our ponds and our streams and understanding how what we do as residents contributes to the health of those water bodies is really important. And so thanks to Steve Gurney for showing us what we needed to know today on the Verbrugge View.